Also helps if you turn your welding helmet on. Right. It is time for us to make some handlebars. Right. I'll go through this again. We've made the tank. We've made the sissy bar. We've made the exhaust. We've made the oil tank out of a fire extinguisher. We've mounted the front end. We've mounted the tyres. Oh, this fucking thing, I remember that. We've stretched the frame. Now, we're going to make some handlebars like no other handlebars that you see. We're going to make some handlebars that are different than everyone else's. Hopefully. Don't pay attention to the seat. That's not going to be the seat that stays on it. Right. So, jagged exhaust pipe. Sharp tank. Sharp little bit in here. There is going to be some more stuff done to the frame. So, I've got to recap a bit because every time I start filming, someone comes in the fucking door. Like the dog. Okay, so we're going to make some handlebars. They're going to be like a jagged Z. I haven't even drawn what I'm going to make, but it's kind of like the exhaust that we made. That's the sort of shape. I'm kind of thinking like, you know, rabbit ear handlebars. You know how they sort of come back and down. Sort of like that, but no bend. They're going to have that jagged, let's call it a lightning bolt, yeah, sort of thing. You know what I mean? That sort of S or lightning bolt sort of look. I don't know really, a mix between Z bars and rabbit ear bars and apes, I guess, because I want them at the front to come up like apes. I want them to look high, but then I want them to taper down, if that makes sense. Something, you know, really aggressive at the front and then sort of taper back. So it's that's the sort of thing. That's what I'm thinking of. All right. What do we do? I don't know how else we're going to explain it. Anyway, let's get into it. Hardest thing I've found locally is trying to track down steel with 1 inch outer diameter. When I say steel tube, 1 inch outer diameter with a wall thickness that's the same as normal handlebars that you buy. I forgot what that is off the top of my head, but a reasonable wall thickness. Went everywhere, right? All the Nubcos and all this sort of thing I ended up going to a stainless steel place. They had stuff, but it was thinner wall thickness than what I was after. I ended up going to another stainless steel place just when I was about to give up and order the stuff online, and they had some stainless tube, 1 inch diameter with a reasonable wall thickness, but it wasn't polished. So it looks like I'm going to be either polishing it up. I'm going to try and polish it up first, and if that doesn't really work for me, then I'm just going to get them powder coated or something like that. So this is the stuff here that I've got. It's been kicking around on the shed floor for a little bit. Thickness, as I say, can't really remember off the top of my head, but it's thick enough, and it's stainless, so it's not going anywhere. Thicker than the set of bars that I've just mocked up on there, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to do some measurements on this. As I say, there's going to be a few angles cut to make that lightning bolt appearance. I'm just going to call it that. That's probably not the right thing, but to make that appearance, we're going to cut it. We're going to, I guess, kind of mock it up on the bike to see if it feels okay where I'm sitting. Make sure it looks cool, mainly. Uncomfortable as fuck, and it looks cool, then that's okay. If it's comfortable but looks like shit, that's not good. All right, we're not going with that. So let's start the process. So what I've got on my other bike, and what I normally do, I do like high bars, like apes or whatever. They just fucking look cool, and they're pretty comfortable. Like everyone goes on about them, but I find that apes are pretty comfy, you know. Even if my hands are up here, you know, look, sometimes they'll go a bit tingly, but I'm way more comfortabler on a bike with apes than I am with, like, say, drag bars, and I'm hunched right over, and I'm not a tall guy either, so they seem to be a lot better suited for me, and I just like the look of them. At the end of the day, I'm not going to have something on my bike that looks like shit. And I've got it in my head, I want them to be sort of high, come up with an aggressive peak, and then come down and back in. I think I've said this a million times, but look, I'll show you. But just like everything, I can't explain shit. I don't even really know what I'm fucking doing. I just fucking do it. All right, take some measurements, start cutting shit. It's that easy. Done. That'll give me about 10 mil either side, so that's a measurement of 180. Between the edge of the riser to the edge of the riser is it's probably about 158. So we'll say 160. So 170 gives us 10 mil one side, and 180 will give us the extra. I'm going to allow that. I'm going to allow that because I don't know if I'm going to always run these risers or not, and I don't know if other risers will be narrower or skinnier, and it's a pretty safe option. It roughly lines up with how the bars that are on it are, so that must be roughly sort of something that is done normally with I've really lost myself there. That is something that is kind of like a standard, I guess, where the bars bend up around about 180 mil. That's what I was trying to say. Oh my God, I just realised something. I just cut that straight at 180 fucking millimeters. You've got to put 45s on it so you can chamfer it up. Fuck. I might be able to get away with this and just put 45s on it. If not, I think I've got enough pipe. I'm really pushing it. Anyway, I'll come back to that. Okay, so done a quick Google. 18 inches is 457 millimeters. I know I'm not going to get into measuring from the inside of the handlebar, outside of the handlebar. We're just going to make these, let's say 457, 460, make them 470. Now, they're all important cuts, but the bottom one, being straight across the bottom, if I cut two 45s and they are twisted from each other, then I'm going to end up with all sorts of shit. So I've really got to try and make sure that I keep this nice and level and the cuts are in the correct spot. The right way up, no twist. Don't know the best way to show you this, but I'll try and... So I've just pushed it through, so I'll scratch the shit out of it doing that. So we made our cut like that, bang. Now we're going to push it through. We need to twist it. We need to eyeball it really well and make sure that's going to go through at pretty much the same angle. The shortest bit we said when we first measured was, what was it? Was it what was we allowing? 180. 180. So shortest bit to shortest bit, 180. Roughly, not too big a drama if we're a couple of mil out. Okay, so now, as I was saying, this is the bit where we really have got to make sure that this is pretty level with how we cut it originally. You can't be too far off at all. You shouldn't be anything off, but you know how those things go. You can get away with a little bit without anyone knowing. I would say that's pretty good. Pretty good. Even if when I stop filming it looks like shit, I'm still going to say it's pretty good. Okay, here's another one of them angle situations. So we've cut that. That's going to be fine. That'll bring our handlebar sort of like that up at a right angle. But the next one has got to come off it like that. So I've got to turn it 90 degrees. 90 degrees? No, 45 degrees. Oh fuck knows. I've got to turn it around so it's coming up. It goes like this, it goes up, now it's got to come back to me. 45 degrees. Yeah? Yeah, something like that. So we've got to watch what these angles are doing now. Gonna have to really try and concentrate because these are long lengths. So 4 57 is what we're going to cut this at. So it's just got to be the next cut. It doesn't really, oops, fucking, what am I adjusting here? The next cut doesn't really matter how I switch everything around, as long as I get the measurement and it's like that, because then that will change it side on. Yeah, I'm not trying to work this out on the fly. So that'll be straight up and that will bring it around. Right. And I'm pretty sure I can't fuck that up if I do the exact same to the next one. It doesn't matter which way I spin it, or does it? Because it's always gonna come up and go out a certain way. Oh fuck, I don't know. I'm starting to get worried. One thing I've always been shit with, fucking angles. So the thing that was head fucking me was, it seems clear now, but it didn't at the time. So the bars are kind of going to go like this. Right, and there's the chamfer, so that'll start bringing bars this way. And what I wasn't sure of is, you see, I was nearly going to cut two the same way and just go like that, but look, it goes that way. So doesn't matter if I turn around. No, it fucking doesn't. So now I've got to somehow work out in this stupid head of mine how to make that work. Bear with me 5 days. Do I just fucking cut it a certain way? Oh my god, I wish, the one thing I wish I was okay at is fucking angles. It just fucking head fucks me. So I think that's right. Spent too much time procrastinating. It's time to should be fine. So there's that. Whoops, no, that's that. And there's that. So that's them. So instead of cutting these ones where it comes up at 45s, because that'll just bring it on a right angle, I'm going out to probably like, I don't know, maybe 60 degrees. It's not actually there, it's just at its maximum. It doesn't matter as long as I get the other side the same. That'll put the angle in it, and then from there on I should be able to cut at 45, because once that angle's there, I'll be able to step down, it'll keep it on an angle, step up, and then it should come down at the same angle. And that's what I'm after. Sort of head fucked myself a little bit with the angles to start with, but now I'm getting into it, I know what I'm doing. I think. Alright, so we've got our we've got our next step. Now, the next one we cut, we're going to come in like this, and then we're going to continue down to where we're going to run our grips. Hopefully I've got enough material here. So after I do this, after I do this next bit, I will then have to just do a little bit of measuring to make sure that they're going to reach me when I'm sitting back on the seat, wherever I'm going to be sitting. Okay, so we got to this stage. So if we're looking at the bars side on, this is for the other side, so this isn't cut for this side, but just imagine like that. Now I'm tossing up whether to leave it that aggressive. This would be if you were looking at the bike side on, you're going to see it, a handlebar coming out like that, and then it's obviously going to go back the other way, and it will be something like that down here, continuing on down to the tank. I don't know if that's going a bit crazy. I might not make these as long. If I just come back, these are about 170 mil, so I reckon I'll make these about 100 and 120, something like that. It won't look as crazy silly. That's what I'm thinking. We'll just have to fucking try it and see how it goes. Okay, so side view, just got them laid out like that. I may end up having a bit of angle to these laying out, so yeah, it's a bit hard to show you until I start tacking everything together, but I may lay these out a little bit. I was always going to come straight up, but just to be a little bit different. Really haven't worked out that yet. Fuck, I can't remember. Oh, where I sit now. So I was up around about 40 something. By the time it steps down, it comes down to around about, so 46. By the time it steps down, I think it comes down somewhere around about 38. And then it will step out about 220 before, so that's about here. So obviously I haven't got free hands, but roughly about there, and that's what I was looking at doing. I have got a bit of adjustment, obviously, in moving things forward and back. That's the beauty of having that angle on it. I kind of thought about that from the start, that it doesn't really matter if they're straight up and they've got them angles cut into it, and it doesn't really matter if it's leaning back. It looks like it's meant to be like it. I think the next stage now is tack them up, mount them, see if they look absolutely ridiculous. Hopefully they do, to go with the rest of the bike, and hopefully they just look fucking cool. All right, that's next. Okay, so we've cut everything. There's one little concern, that these hand grips aren't long enough, but it'll be all right for mocking it up. That's all the material I've got. So I've added a little bit of length here and there, and unfortunately it's brought me up just a tiny bit short. I might be able to get away with it, but we'll see. we'll see, but not too worried about it at the moment. I'll just buy a bit more of it and just cut them a little bit longer, and that'll sort that out. But for now, for at least the very main part, we're going to clean all that up and we're going to get it all tacked together, and we're going to mock it up on the bike, so we're going to be able to see what it actually looks like on the bike. Kind of one of them boring things that you got to do, but if you overlook it, and I nearly just started tacking everything up, but deburr all the insides of this, because if you do decide to run some wires through it, they're just gonna fucking rub right through. So it's a shit job, but gotta be done. Alright, so I'm going to tack the outside edge, and then instead of having them run straight up like I spoke about, it may look a bit silly, so I am going to lean them out just a little bit. I'll tack the outside edge, and then I'll pull the angle on whichever way I want, and do a bit of mucking around and go from there. Also helps if you turn your welding helmet on. On the note train. No. No. I really wanted to see if that'd work, being that high. And it doesn't. God damn. It's just not right. I really wonder if when if I was gonna bring these down, you know, another step, but no. It looks like shit. I like things that look ridiculous, but in respect for old weirded out choppers, but that's just not going to work. This it's a good thing. I really wanted to try that out. I just wanted it to be nice and tall, but it just doesn't look right. Even for like a skinny tall bike, nah, it's just not doing it. I kind of don't mind it front on. I mean, it's a bit, you know, how you're doing, which is fine. It kind of does look how I thought it was going to look front on. If you imagined them chrome and that, just side on, they're not right. It's just, I think one big thing is the hand grips, but yeah, I don't even know if it's kind of worthwhile changing these. Even these here, these were meant to be longer. I mean, would that have made a difference, bringing them back down to like here and then coming? I don't think so. I think it's all in the height. It just doesn't match this bike. I think they need to be down here. and they'll be a lot more in proportion. I do want to keep that Z look in them, so I think the best thing is we'll give that a go. I'm just trying to get me head around maybe taking a bit of a shortcut to that. If I just cut the bars there, not on the bike, but if I just cut that straight bit with an angle on it, can I twist them around? Can I change them up a little bit? You know, can I shorten it and then these be up the other way? Might look heaps better. Oh well, trial and error. We'll have a look, see what we can come up with. I've got a bit of an idea. Before you give up on me, I've got two ways I might be able to fix this. If not, I've got a set of apes over there. I'm just gonna fucking chuck them on. But how about first thing, before I cut these right down, I'm gonna put a 45 in this, about here, to kick it over. One, that'll give me the angle again, and it'll get rid of all this high. I mean, because I do want it back, but it just doesn't look right bending from here straight after the risers back. It's kind of doing what I want it to do, but it looks shit. I thought it would have looked cool, but it looks like you come up off there's the risers, and then it's like, it doesn't look like it's meant to be like it. So I'm thinking that might work. Look, what's the worst that can happen? Fuck it up even more. Looks more uglier. So what I'm trying to get to the bottom of is why this looks so fucked up. So much different in my head, and I think I've worked out that it's this. It's just way too fucking long with nothing breaking it up. I think it needs to be cut up here. It needs to have another angle in it, at least one other angle up about here, and may even need like another one, not as aggressive as these, but I think it needs a 45 in it there to start off with, and then have a look at what else we can do. Right, so I've cut a 45 on these. Don't know how, but I've managed to do it, and I feel at the moment they look a bit better. I'm going to tack them up, I'm going to mock them up, and then we're going to see. And then we'll just work out if we're going to give up on this whole thing. We'll keep going. I'm going to tack them up, I'm going to mock them up, and then we're going to see. And then we'll just work out if we're going to give up on this whole thing. We'll keep going. Fucking fingers crossed. This is going to look okay. Alright, I've went and got a bit more pipe. I need it for the hand grips. I'm gonna need it no matter what I do. I'm still not happy with these. They look shit. They sort of were kind of like how I had them in my head, but they just they look shit. But I'm gonna keep going. I've got a couple more little things that I want to try, and if that doesn't work, well, it looks like I'm just going maybe with a set off the shelf. Okay, so I'm at that point where I'm about to give up. I didn't think this was going to happen. All right, I've changed these back like this, Right, so again, sort of, I wanted the bunny ears, but I wanted it to have that squarer, sharper look, but I just can't take to it. I'm going to persevere, keep going with the original idea, and if they still look shit at the end when I got the lights and everything on them, I've got me backup, which I'll show you now. Apes look good on anything, and I pretty much run them on everything. All right, I haven't given up yet. I'm still going. I think I've got something that I'm going to be happy with. Fuck, I'd nearly give up. I'm that close to giving up. I'm going to mock these up. Yeah, I think this is it. There's probably going to be a few little tweaks here and there, but I think I've done it. I think this is it. Anyway, let's give these a go. You haven't missed out on much. I've just been cutting stuff and it's all boring, so you know, you can work all that out for yourself. Okay, here we go. Get ready to cringe. Or be excited. Now, they probably look fucking terrible. I normally can visualise things pretty well in my head. And I know these aren't finished, and I've given up a few times in the process of making these because they're not looking how I want them to look. I'm going to stick with this now. I'm actually, I can vision what these are going to look like chromed now, and I think they need like something in here, even if I run a few braces or a cross brace, or I just leave it until I work out exactly what I'm doing. I know now that these here, I'm going to be able to run the hand grips and lever. I've got plenty of room. As I say, it's really hard. Every time I look at it, oh fuck, there's a fall over. Every time I look at it on the GoPro, it doesn't look that great, but I think it needs some things to break up the front end, like, and it's got nothing there. It hasn't got a headlight on the front of it yet. This hasn't got grips. It looks really raw. But if you can imagine, just oh fuck, I'm going over. Oh, it's all right. If you could imagine, oh my god, now we're gonna get this on here. Where's this? Okay, if you can imagine a headlight on the front of it, right? Okay, so imagine a headlight on the front, and I think they're pretty, like, you know, you got the fucking sort of bag up behind you here. Like, they actually feel comfortable as fuck, which I wasn't expecting. They are so fucking comfortable. I'm kind of going the opposite way now. I'm kind of like, I started off, I want them to look cool and I don't care how uncomfortable they are. But now I've just made these things that are an absolute piece of shit and they're comfortable as all fuck. So I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead. I'm gonna try and finish these off. And look, when they're really finished, right at the end, when I've got headlights on and all that sort of shit, if they still look bad, I'll just buy a set of fucking bars and put on there. That's all I can do. We've got our bars. Now we're going to start the process of cleaning them up. Let's get into it. Alright, so I'm not trying to do anything special with welds. I'm not trying to grind them all so you can't see that there's no weld there, but little imperfections, just like before. Just real slightly grind them down, and I just went back over them with the TIG, just so they kind of look the same on each. It's no professional thing. I'm going to polish it all up, and look, you're going to see the weld marks there. If you wanted to muck around for hours, you could make it so they actually don't have any weld marks if you got all the right stuff to do it with, but I'm not doing that. All right, so I've got the bars sort of semi-polished up. You know, they're not really, but I've just roughly polished them for now. Got some grips on there, and that's roughly how they're going to be sitting. All right, so I've got them all mounted now. I've got some grips on there just to mock them up a bit, and this clutch lever is probably a bit bulky. I've got another one I'm waiting on there on back order at the moment, but this is just to see what it all sort of looks like. I got some photos of the bike tonight. I'll just chuck up and I'll end this on that. I think, yeah, I'm pretty happy with them now. I'm going to leave them like this. I guess the next thing now we're going to move on to is we're going to start to make maybe a king queen seat. After that seat's made, I don't think there's any reason that I can't mock up everything, as in sort of put the bike back together. Put the bike back together and see if everything's gonna work, and if it's gonna ride all right, if things aren't gonna scuff, run the lines I need to run, and before the final disassembly and paint. Obviously I've got to clean up a few little bits and pieces. I don't know if I'll do a video on that. That's probably boring stuff, but yeah, so anyway, that's it. I'll put some photos up. Remember, like and... No, I'm not doing that.